Good morning, future millionaire. Today we have bad news first. So I'll give you the bad news first. The bad news is not the price gone down 10% last night. No, that's not the bad news. The actual bad news is that on the front page of Coinbase.com, they no longer feature Litecoin and Bitcoin Cash as part of the four major coins. So instead, what do they have here? They have added Cardano and Solana as part of the list. The good thing is the first day when they do that, both down more than 10%. In fact, Solana is down more than 14% as we speak. So what's really going on? I know everyone is very anxious, I guess so, right? So, but don't worry about that. The key is that the contagion from the stock market onto the crypto market is something that can happen from time to time. However, do you actually remember that China banned all cryptos? Just remember that. Just remember that. Not too long ago, everyone was crying over the fact that China banned all cryptos. And now, China is the one getting everybody into trouble. What does that mean? Think about it. Think sharp about it. China banned all the cryptos. Therefore, there's impossible to have contagion within Chinese border between crypto market and the stock market or the real estate market in Chinese market. Basically, the Chinese market is has vaccinated the crypto market from all the contagion from the Chinese fallout. This is the simple fact. You cannot dispute with the fact. If the asset in that country is forbidden, how can the price of the other asset in that country affect the asset that is already not permitted in that particular asset, in that particular country, right? Think about that way. If a Chinese billionaire is legally not allowed to own Bitcoin, for example, then if his shares goes to zero, he cannot even sell Bitcoin or legal, illegal Bitcoin he owns outside to meet his margin call, because then you have to track the funds. You have to check where the money come from to meet those margin calls. His margin call for Evergrande, for example, will be in China, in Chinese currency. And then outside China, he has US dollar margin costs, which also cannot be connected directly to the crypto market, because legally, as an entity, they are not allowed to own cryptos. Remember that? So anybody who tells you the contagion is going to kill the crypto market, I tell you the opposite is the case. Right now, this is probably the best demonstration ever that store of value coins like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Bitcoin Cash are going to be a safe haven. So anybody who is sitting on the fence, not sure what to do, this is time for you to get rid of all other assets. It's time for you to get into the Bitcoin game. So I strongly suggest you put 25% into Bitcoin, 25% Ethereum, 50% into Bitcoin Cash. This way, you are insulated directly from the stock market turbulences and the fallout in the commodities market and the real estate market that's going to fall apart first. But then the real estate market will come back, same thing with commodities market, because the governments are going to print a lot of money, tons of money, not a little bit, amazing amount of money, amazing amount of money. Think about it this way. If $500 billion debt comes due and nobody can pay, and that debt goes to zero effectively, and you will have a multiplier effect in the debt market. Think about how many commercial papers are backed by all the real estate papers. That is a multiplier effect. If you want to find the real number, we're talking about easy in the trillions, okay? Hundreds of trillions of dollars, because a lot of those numbers are invisible to the general market. I expect a panic sell in stock market. I expect a panic sell, short-term panic sell in the commodities market. I even expect a very, very short-term panic sell in the crypto market. However, that panic sell will wash out all the fake coins. 99% of the coins are not sustainable. They will get washed out. And then the money that's left over will be focused in the few good coins that has high utility value, high store of value stories, and highest liquidity format. And talking about liquidity, the good news is now Coinbase is out of the picture. You know where I'm checking my prices now? I just go to CoinFlex to check prices. The reason I go to CoinFlex to check prices is because CoinFlex now has basically 80% of the global market share in Bitcoin Cash trading. They're utilizing the best of the best market making software. Therefore, the spread is the tightest, the liquidity is the highest, and therefore they become the actually mature market. You know, if you look at it this way, most crypto market is immature. However, what is a mature market? A mature market should be that one crypto dominates and one exchange short dominate. Because ultimately the market forces go to where the highest liquidity goes. Like the ocean collects all the water coming from the river. It's the same thing goes with the market. So CoinFlex has now been able to really truly accumulate all the liquidity in this open market, and look at what's going on there. And in a full open market platform like on the CoinFlex platform, you will see that most people actually trade Bitcoin Cash on this market, and the Bitcoin Cash becomes the most important asset on their exchange because they deploy smart contracts, and those smart contracts are based on Bitcoin Cash network via the smart BCH bridge. Basically, we have the best of both worlds. In the Bitcoin Cash market, we have the most liquid market maker, we have the most flexible coins, we have the best smart contracts that's compatible with Ethereum. Then we have the store value and sharing of the identical coin source with Bitcoin. And also the number one investor in Bitcoin Cash, let's not forget, is Satoshi Nakamoto himself. So just keep all that in mind. It is mathematically inevitable that basically sooner or later everybody will come into the crypto space, and into the crypto space they will end up in the Bitcoin, Ethereum, Bitcoin Cash space. And of these three coins, Bitcoin Cash currently has actually the highest liquidity compared to its outstanding amount of coins, which means that liquidity is unbelievably attractive to all the traders. The volatility plus the liquidity combined and the super liquid market, billions and billions a day on one exchange, you can't ask for more than that. So I foresee this is a washout event, what we're going to see. And congratulations if you're shorting the stock market, congratulations if you're shorting gold. And I feel bad for a lot of people who are very diversified, because if you are diversified, you will see that diversification doesn't work, truly doesn't work. All right, so this is one of those days where people slowly will understand what is the method behind my personal insanity of putting all my money into Bitcoin Cash. It is exactly one of those days that's proof to everybody that my strategy fits me personally the best. And the reason why I can come in the morning have a coffee. And by the way, I teach you guys a trick, okay? Even billionaires can learn from this. I don't eat sugar, so I put this aside later for the birds. Here's a hot coffee. Ask for a free cup of ice. Here you can have iced coffee and hot coffee all in one go. And all for less than $4. And free shooting locations. So this is my rent for the day. Okay. And then when I finish here, I'll go over there for exercise and go on the beach to enjoy myself. So while some other people are panicking and probably going crazy in the Chinese market and thinking everything is falling apart and we're all gonna die in all the markets together, and nothing can be further from the truth. So I really want you guys to understand this is one of the best opportunities for you to get into Bitcoin Cash, and make sure that you have what it takes to withstand any up and downs in this market, okay? Don't take too much leverage. You can take a modest leverage and you'll do just fine. You will do just fine. Oh, last but not least, I want to give a huge shout out to the very first blue checkmark guy who private messaged me. I'm not going to mention any names. So this guy is big into crypto. He sent me a greetings message on my Instagram and told me that he agreed with me that BTC and BCH will be one and the same. The ratio will be 1-to-1, and he's looking forward to meet me in person once the coronavirus thing is over. And he sent me a video and basically indirectly inviting me on his private jet. I assume that's your invitation, right? You sent me your picture of your empty private jet with a babe on it, and that's as clear of a graphic invitation as I can get. So I accept your invitation. If I have the opportunity to come to the United States in the next 12 months, I definitely will hit you up. And vice versa, by the way. Anything I have here is yours. Any resources available to me on Gold Coast, happily available for you. I extend back the courtesy to you as well. And hopefully we'll meet each other in real life. I really hope so, because you give me the sense that you know everything what I know as well about the market. I think you know extremely well what you need to do to make your next $1 billion. You probably already made your first billion. So I'm not that far yet. So you are ahead of me. Your next billion probably will come from Bitcoin Cash. Maybe we just join forces, buy the entire streets here. Okay, this whole street, we just buy everything and then rename the street. How about that? That would be cool. All right, all right, that's all there is for today. And as you guys can see, I enjoy myself very much on day like this. And on top of this video, I'm attaching a small snippet from another video I made yesterday because I didn't have time to upload it. So I'm just attached that video to this one. It's identical location, 2 different days. Yesterday, I was talking about why I don't want to buy one house that's right next to it. So if you're into real estate, how I choose real estate myself, I'll give you some thoughts on that. Otherwise, you can skip it to the next section. All right, see you in the next one. Bye. Hello, future millionaire. Today's a very short lesson about how to choose the right real estate. So after you already put all your money into Bitcoin Cash and you waited until 2025, and then what happens is the price of Bitcoin Cash will go to $500,000. And then what happened is then you decide what do you do with the money. A lot of them actually will think the price will go up further, which will happen. However, a lot of you probably wants to cash out some of the money for some other tangible assets. And some of the prime tangible assets is like real estate. So like those streets like where I'm in right now is one of the most prime real estates on the Gold Coast. And the reason you keep seeing me on different videos always featuring those locations is because I'm doing 2 things at once. One thing is I'm making videos for Bitcoin Cash and enjoy the weather and doing exercise. But second thing, more important, is I'm experiencing the actual real world lifestyle in the area. Because it is very important that you understand what kind of lifestyle you're buying into before you spend multiple $1 million on a real estate. Because if you just listen to a sales pitch of a real estate agent, of course the agent is going to tell you the best of the best, and nothing will be further from the truth sometimes. Like for example, the house behind me, I think it's not sold yet, they're still on the market. I was looking at this house for a while and I was very, very interested. However, here's one problem which I didn't encounter until I tried. Let me show you what it is, and this is very important. Do you see this hump there? On video it doesn't show up that much, that hump. In reality this hump is so steep, and this is the one-way street in and out, so there's no other way to get out. So for you to use the car park behind me to be able to use the backside of the house, which is the exact reason why you buy the house in the first place, is going to be very, very difficult. It's going to be very, very difficult. So my car scratched on the curb many times. So after I did that, I realized that's house a no-go. So I didn't even bother to call the real estate agent. I didn't talk to them, because regardless of what's the price they're willing to sell, certain fundamental function of the house cannot be fulfilled. When that is the case, then it doesn't really matter what's the price. So those are the small details. A lot of people only find out after they already settled for the property. Do you know how many times I have friends and relatives and other people I know for years, they buy a property on impulse, they go see a property, they think they like it, and then after living in the house for 6 weeks, 8 weeks, they suddenly realize, oh wait a minute, this unit is next to a garbage chute, oh this unit is next to a elevator shaft, or that house is next to a dog park, which is always smells, or the barbecue pit of the next door neighbor actually always goes up into your own area, and so on. There's endless amount of reason why something's wrong with the property. It's only few reasons why a property is right. So because the price is so high, the transaction cost is so high, you can't even afford to make any mistakes in the process. Therefore, you have to put all the time and effort into the preparation before you make a decision which property to buy. This is the reason I suggest a lot of you thinking that I'm wasting my time looking at so many different properties. In reality, I'm preparing myself for the actual deal that will happen sooner or later. I can't predict when this situation will happen. However, I have my criteria. Once a property is found that reach my criteria, then naturally the deal will come together. But I can't disclose this criteria, because if once I disclose this criteria, basically my opponents, the seller, will know, and then they will push me against it, and that will make me a very vulnerable buyer. So that's the reason I will never be able to tell you on video what kind of criteria they are. But rest assured, I have a very strict criteria of choices. And this is the reason when I use those criteria, I always made money in my real estate transactions. In fact, in my entire life, I have never lost a single cent in real estate transactions, ever. And I'm still the record holder for the lowest price I ever settled on a brand new house on Sovereign Island here on the Gold Coast, for those people who are local. So it is pretty much an achievement, yeah. Try to buy another house on Sovereign Island for $1 million flat. You can't. not even a piece of land. So this is a very good lesson. The reason I'm talking about this because yesterday when I was at a party, Tatiana was asking me about how to use Bitcoin Cash to finance her house or buy a house outright, because that's her dream. She's a mother of 3. She wants to buy a house for herself and for her youngest daughter, and probably live in a comfortable retirement. However, the banking system is failing her, and so this is the reason I was spending more than an hour together with her talking about what is the advantage compared to a normal banking system for Bitcoin Cash compared to banking, and I'm very thankful for Tatiana to ask me those questions. I really appreciate that, by the way. Just a shout out to you. She owns a shop inside of the Eco Village, so if you guys ever need anything from Eco Village, she has a container shop in there. You guys can visit her, and I'm giving her a shout out as well. So this entire idea of promoting Bitcoin Cash has never been just, yeah, that cow almost scratched the bottom. So this entire idea of promoting Bitcoin Cash has never been just about me, myself making money, or you, the viewer of the channel, making money. It is really about transitioning the entire global population to a sustainable monetary system. And fiat currency is unsustainable. It is impossible to stay on track for infinity, because very soon the hyperinflationary pressure will come in and the housing price will go crazy. So I want you to understand this is not just about making money or getting rich. It is really about a mission for life. So keep that in mind and make your choices wisely. See you in the next one. Bye.